Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome to Golden Thumbs Gaming. My name is Golden Thumbs, and today we have a very special guest. He's a YouTuber that goes by the name Propstew, and we had a really good conversation around creating content for YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, as well as the skateboarding games like Skater XL and the future of the skate franchise like Skate 4.
How's it going, dude?
Good, man. How about you?
I'm good. I'm chilling. Does my microphone sound okay?
Sounds great, man.
Perfect.
You got a hell of a setup going on, too.
Do I? Can you see my setup right now?
No, I can't, but I've seen your YouTube videos. I mean, you definitely have the studio vibe going on.
Thank you. Yeah. I tried to. I've got the guitars hanging there. Actually got one of the ones back there. It was like at a pawn shop. It's like $80 or something. Like it's got a camo finish or whatever. It was pretty cool.
See, that's the thing is when you go into those pawn shops, you can, any of those kinds of pawn shops or any of those kinds of little stores, you can find some unique items in there, man.
Oh my God, for sure.
And you're not going to break the bank either. That's like how you can really like set a vibe with a room.
Yeah, it's like the best part.
So how long have you been doing YouTube for?
Okay, so I started YouTube back in 2017. I actually started it was a drone, like a drone YouTube or whatever, like FPV. Have you ever heard of FPV before?
No, but that sounds like the time when the drones are really starting to take off.
Yeah. People were flying them, but like first person, so like you were the drone, and like you put on
okay. So FPV is first person view.
Yeah. So like I got really into that, and I remember thinking, I watched this guy named Mr. Steele, and he does like the craziest like flying in the world, and he's so funny. And I was like, dude, I want to be like that guy. I want to fly just as good as him. So like I spent all this money, learned how to fly drones or whatever, and then realized that in Ohio you can't really fly drones all the time because it's rain or snow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was a lot of fun while it lasted. I mean, like I went to Vegas to do like a drone flying like race thing or whatever. I didn't win, but it was fun.
Well, that's the thing too, is it's like you don't when you find something really fun like that you enjoy, but it's outdoors, the weather's always going to screw you if you're in these like Midwestern states. Like I moved to Minnesota 8 years ago. And this year I got an electric skateboard. So I've been skateboarding, like real skateboarding, for 13 years.
Nice.
But then and then I was longboarding one day with a friend, and we went to this bike trail, and I had never been to the end of it, but I thought, let's just ride this whole trail on the longboards. We'll just, chill. It ended up being 10 miles both ways, like to the end of the trail and then back. By the end of it, we were just like dying. You know what I mean? Like our legs were killing us. He was like, we should get electric longboards. And I was like, man, that was the perfect moment to sell me on it, because my legs were hurting.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Which one did you get?
So I got what's called a Lycan, Lycaon, and it was only like $399. But compared to what you can spend, right? Like you can spend up to like $4,000 on like a really good one, right?
For sure.
But it's Minnesota, so it's starting to get cold now. I can't even ride it for the next like 4 months. I'm already itching. I'm like, man, I just took probably what's going to be my last ride the other day. But that's the thing. You can spend all this money on these fun things, and then the weather hits, and you're like, oh man, now it's going to be sitting around.
Especially if you live in states like freaking Minnesota or Ohio, man. Like that, it's really the bums.
Yep. I was sitting around today like, man, I need to go south.
For real, dude. I've been telling my wife, I'm like, yo, we got to go like to Arizona or California, like something like that.
Yep. Paris would be cool. California too. Yeah. Nice. Man. So, all right. So you started off with the drone photography. Then what happened?
Oh, yeah. So I started up doing that, and what happened? So I basically just kind of like stopped making videos, and the channel was just kind of like laying there dormant, And one of my buddies was like, hey, you check out this game coming out for the Switch called Skater XL. And he like sent me a link to it or whatever. And like, it was like the initial recording, the initial like launch trailer. And I remember thinking, no way, like this game looks so sick. So I downloaded it on, it's funny. I tried to get it on the Switch and then realized that, it's not even out yet, because I had thought it was like already out or whatever.
Sure.
So I got it on the PC, and like, dude, I don't know. Have you played Skater XL? Did you play like post or like pre, like launch or whatever?
I tried, but I don't have a gaming computer. Like the computer I have is like 10 years old. It's just like a little Best Buy thing. So it's like when I was playing it, it was all glitchy. I couldn't play it. I couldn't really get into it until it came out on console.
Yeah, dude, it's so funny, man, because like I don't really use my computer, my PC for gaming. It's actually like a render computer. Like I do like motion graphics and stuff like that. So I need these high-end graphics cards to do like to do rendering and stuff like that. So I just had them. So I saw the game and like I started downloading all the like different maps or whatever, and like saw that you could skate Hollywood High. When I saw that you could skate Hollywood High, I was like, yo, I can make content on this game. Like it's like skateboarding, you know what I mean? And you're just like talking through it or whatever, like, but you don't actually have to like bust your ass skateboarding, you know what I mean?
What is it about Hollywood High that people like so much? I'll tell you, I'm on TikTok. I've been having some videos do well on
I saw your cranberry juice one.
Oh, yeah, that was.
It came up on my For You page like before I even knew about this. I was like, "Yo, I've seen this guy before."
Are you serious?
I swear, dude. I was listening to the Mega Cranberry hype, dude. I was watching all of them.
Of all the videos they should have pushed, they didn't push that one, man. I think it got a few thousand views. But the other ones, the Hollywood High videos, anytime I do a Hollywood High video, it takes off. I just did one like a week ago. It did 100,000 views.
Wait, for real?
Yeah,
crazy.
Oh, yeah. The first video. So I was posting on TikTok since like the beginning of the year, right? But I was really just making these little edits, playing this game. I had some music to it, but they weren't pushing it, right? And then in August, I did my first video where I narrated. It was the first time I put my voice over a video, and I was at Hollywood High, and I was just showing these people a glitch, and I had like 50 followers. Like I figured like I'll show these 50 people like this little glitch. And then it did 2.5 million views.
Wow.
Yeah, it was insane. So there's just something about Hollywood High, man. Because you said it. You said when you realized you could skate that spot in the game.
It's magical, dude. I don't know what it is. And I don't know, maybe I'm not trying to flex nuts or whatever, but like maybe just because I've been there in real life, you know what I mean? I didn't do anything but like butt slide down the rail. You know what I mean? Like that's all I did. But yeah, man, it's just like, I don't know, I guess growing up watching skate videos and stuff like that, the bangers were always at Hollywood High. You know what I mean?
That's true.
They were always there. So it was this magical spot that's like, dude, if only the best of the best could be here. And like when you were up there looking down it after watching all those videos, you're like, this is insane. These people are actually crazy.
That is so true. I've never been there, so I can only imagine, right? But I have been to other spots where you're like, I could see somebody doing something down this, but I certainly couldn't, right? Yeah. And then you just start to think like, how do these people do these massive tricks?
That's crazy. Yeah, it really is, man.
Jeez.
It leaves you there just completely like, I don't know what it's the word for it. Like, is it awe-strucken or like basically in awe?
There's awe-strucken for sure, and then confusion too.
Mad confusion, like so much confusion. Like, how could any sane human being, individual, huck themselves down this stair set and then like not land and get back up and do it again and again and again and again? You know what I mean?
Yep. I was just watching. I don't know what I was watching. I wish I remembered, but the guy like broke his hand and then still went up and did the trick.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Did the 12 stair at Hollywood High look any more did the 16 stair look any more intimidating than the 12 stair, or were they sort of similar?
Very similar? But like the 12 stair, that's not a little 12 stair. Like it's still pretty big. Like
yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, the way it is, there's like a slight. I think it might be as tall, but just not as long.
Okay, that's
I
interesting.
think. You know what? Don't quote me on that.
I mean, I guess it would make sense. Well. Yeah, I don't. Okay. Yeah, I mean,
the Earth is just kind of, I don't know, goes down. I don't know.
Well, that's sick though. You got to check it out. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but I guess it is the fact, like you were saying, that there's so many bangers that goes down at that spot.
Yeah, they're always like end of the video. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know what also works well is El Toro. Anytime that I post that spot, those videos do well too.
Yeah, I can imagine, dude. I didn't even think about doing like. It's crazy. You use TikTok to grow your stuff. I need to start doing that, man. Like that's I feel like TikTok is the like goal right now, is to start doing more of those videos.
Yeah, absolutely. It's great for virality. You know what I mean? It's just so many people go viral on
Yeah.
there and just get a lot of views.
It's awesome. I feel like you're set up for success, like being able to use
It
any
does.
music you want and letting the algorithm decide. Like I feel like it's pretty fair most of the time. Most of the time it's pretty fair, where it's like, I mean, if this video slaps, it's gonna get views. Like that's just how it works.
Right,
But
exactly.
it's crazy though. Dude, TikTok is
It,
nuts.
it
It's
it really helps creators. And I've seen people say like, if you just are consistent on there, it can work. But what I will say is I see people posting too much on there, right? Like people take the Gary Vee approach where he tells people like, you got to post 7 times a day. You got to post in the morning, noon, and
yeah.
night. And it's like their views will just like go nowhere, right? And sometimes it'll just like tank. Like you know what I mean? Like I think there's like a balance to it. I'm only posting like 2 to 3 times a week.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I feel like that's healthy.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, exactly. Right. And, it's like if you're posting too much, it's like you can't make it like you can't get like you were saying, if it slaps, it's going viral.
Yep.
Right. So it's like you still need to keep your content at a point where it can hit different,
Yeah. I have a question. So do you film do you do everything inside the TikTok app, or do you like record in like a editor, or do all your editing, in an editor and then upload that video to TikTok? Like, how does that work?
That's a great question. So I think you can edit within the TikTok app, but I just do it all within an editor, and I just do it all from my phone. Because right now, the only videos I'm posting on there are all just from this app, right? So it's like I can record the game on my phone, and then I can just throw it into this editor on my phone.
That's wild, dude.
Isn't that so easy?
That's crazy, man. I've actually heard there's a couple of YouTubers that still do stuff like on their phones. It's crazy.
Yep. And I mean, I have total respect for like the whole YouTube thing and what you have to go through, because, in all my years of skateboarding, I used to film a lot, right? So I would make YouTube videos. I would like make like edits, right? Like skate parts and stuff for other people. And so I'd be up on the computer till 11 o'clock every night, just editing videos. And, it's like, there's so much more. So it's like to see the difference between the two, from having to be on the computer, just grinding, to just throwing it together on the couch. It's a massive
It is, dude.
difference.
It really is. That's crazy to think about it like that.
I would love to see you put some stuff on TikTok, man. You should definitely get into it.
Yeah, so I have one TikTok that did like, I think it was like 29,000 views or whatever. That's like that's the most I've done.
Pretty good.
It was cool though. It was just like it was one of those like, I used I'm sure you've heard the skate song. It's like burn. I'm terrible at humming songs, but it's like here, let me see if I can find it real quick. I'll play it through the thing. But I use like that song because I saw that was working or whatever. And then it was the typical like, at 30, the caption says, at 33 years old, I picked up the skateboard ... again. And then I was really hyped on that last trick, trying to get the bait to keep people watching to the very end. You know what I mean?
Right.
But this one right here, you've heard that song, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's like one of the TikTok skateboarding anthems, I swear.
Yeah, right.
It's good though. It's got that cool storytell vibes sort of feel to it,
Yep. I liked what you said about trying to keep people watching to the end, right? That's one of the things, like with any algorithm, it's trying to figure out what makes it tick.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, what does it take? What have you found with the YouTube algorithm? What really helps your videos do well?
So it's funny, man. I'm still trying to get like, and see, I don't know much about it. I swear I'm still like, I'm just starting, like, because I feel like I didn't really start YouTubing until the game like came out, which is June 29th. I think that July 29th, maybe. That's when I actually started like actually grinding on it. So I feel like I'm still learning, but like the most I've gotten in my retention rates are like 40 to 50% of the whole video. You know what I mean? So
That's
I feel
really
like,
good.
Is it really? Like
I would think so.
Yeah.
I would think the average was like 4 minutes for a video and stuff. You know what I mean? And you're doing longer than that.
Yeah,
right?
it's kind of crazy, but like, I don't know, man. I've watched, I feel like I watch all of those, like how to get people to watch your videos, like in every single shape and form, like from the person who's doing it one way to a person doing like all the same stuff, just in different styles, And I feel like the
Yep.
thing that I've like, it's just like you got to keep changing it up. Like I think it's like every 15 seconds something should happen. You know what I mean? I guess that helps for
Sure,
keeping
sure.
engagement or whatever. And then also like those baity, like you'll see like a lot of YouTubers do this. Well, they'll say like the video is about one thing, and it is right at the end of the video, you know? And like you try to
Yep.
like hook those people and like, hey, look, like watch a little bit of this up front, and you might actually like watching my whole video. You know what I mean? Because that's the goal, is to get someone that's just like, oh, I just like watching this dude the whole way through.
Yep.
So I guess that's the trick. And then like when you make your videos a certain length and YouTube knows that like, oh, we can monetize on this, I think that they kick it out to more people, knowing that, oh, this is length to monetize. So like making your videos a certain length, like I think it's past 8 minutes or something, really helps, I think, too.
Okay. Yep. I have heard. I've heard like you know, like you were saying, over 8 minutes, right? I've heard like once you get to like 10 minutes, you can put mid-roll ads
Oh
in
yeah,
there.
I haven't messed with
And
that. I've
then
seen that option, but I haven't messed with it yet. I just feel
okay.
bad giving people
Yeah.
ads at the middle, in the middle. I don't feel like my videos are good enough to be like, hey, stop it. You got to watch an ad now. Pay me. Like, I just don't feel like they're that good yet.
Jeez. That's, well, I mean, you know, what I've heard is that I followed one YouTuber on Instagram, and he did a test where he didn't monetize one of his videos on purpose, and he wanted to see if it would get as many views as his monetized videos. And it got like 5 times less views than a
That's
normal video,
crazy.
right? Like the normal video gets 40,000, he got
Yeah.
8,000,
See, like
you
it's,
know?
I think it's YouTube saying, well, if we're not going to make money on this, then why, you know what I mean?
Yep, yep. Now, what I did just hear, and I don't know if it's true because somebody just said it to me. They said they're going to start putting ads on every video, even if you don't
I saw
monetize
that.
it.
I saw
So
that.
then,
I think,
oh, okay, good. So then that makes me question, are they going to continue this charade where, you know, if you monetize a video, it gets pushed more than a video that you don't monetize? Because they're going to have ads on it either way.
I don't know. I feel like they're just trying to catch those, like, you know, those people that upload something, like they've never uploaded anything and then it goes viral, but they're not monetizing on it. So YouTube doesn't make money on it. And YouTube's like, dude, there's too many of those that happen that we could be absolutely monetizing on. I think that's the thing. You know what I mean?
Ooh. Yep, yep. A little more greedy
Yeah. If you think
aspect to
about
it,
a
for
person that
sure.
like,
I could see
I'm
that.
sure you've seen those channels where someone has like 300 subscribers, but you're watching a video that has millions of views. Those happen. And I feel like YouTube's just trying to capitalize on that. And it's like, I mean, I get it. Because that person's really not grinding to help build the platform or try to do anything for themselves. You know what I mean? They're just uploading one video and then they just got lucky. You know what I mean?
Yep, it's okay. Yeah, sure. No, totally. I mean, it's fair from a business sense, for sure. Like you're saying, that's the whole thing, is like these platforms really want the creators to be a part of the platform, right? They really want them like grinding hard for the platform. And it's nice that they're willing to you know, help people, right? Like with YouTube, you know, you get the AdSense, right?
Yeah.
With TikTok, they're trying to do that, but it's not much yet. Like they came out with the Creator Fund, which you can get if you have 10,000 followers or more. You can get in the Creator Fund, but the CPMs are so low. It's literally like 3 cents per 1,000
Oh my
views.
gosh, that's crazy. So
Isn't that
so you just
crazy?
gotta hope that. So what would that be for like 1 million?
So I wish I had been. So the funny thing is, until I had my first viral video, that's what put me over the 10,000 followers. So I missed out on getting paid for my first one. I probably would have made about $200 on like 100. Well, I guess maybe less than that. Maybe I'd have to do the math. $100 to $200 for 2.5 million views.
That's
I guess.
crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not
not much at
right?
all. But still, like that's kind of. I did not know that TikTok did that. That you can monetize from that. I did not know that.
Yep, they do. And well, it just came out like in August. So it's recent. And then when you get to 100,000 followers, you can join the TikTok Creator Marketplace, where you can connect with brands. So you can get like brand deals and sponsorships. So that's pretty dope. I assume there's more money to come.
I'm assuming, right? Point. You would think.
But
Maybe it should be like 5 times the amount, right? Or 10 times the amount.
Absolutely, dude.
And that's funny.
Yeah. So, all right. So you were talking about you got to hook somebody with the YouTube video, and you got to keep them. You got to sort of keep.
You gotta try to, yeah.
Right. You got to keep. I noticed the same thing where, let's say I post a video. For a while, I was getting a lot of trick requests, like in the comments. So then I would respond to a video, and I would start the video with, "So I got a request." Right. And I was saying that every single time, but it got to a point where people expected it. They were even commenting, when you hear, "So I got a request," you know, it's going to be a good video, right? Like people are commenting that, but that meant they heard it too much. They knew it. They knew what it was. When you know what's coming, you're willing to skip it.
That's true.
You know
Yeah.
So now I'm in this cycle where I have to keep like breaking the cycle. So now my new hook is, all right, boys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it always has to be something different. So what are you doing to keep people hooked through the video?
I feel like for me, it's changing it up. Like for my videos, I feel like most of them are like map videos or like top 5 kind of videos or top 10 kind of videos. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I try to make it to where it's like, dude, the best is coming. Like you're going to want to stick around sort of vibes. You know what I mean? And then what I also do is right at the beginning, I'll always show like what I feel to be like one of the funnier moments or a moment from later on in the video. You know what I mean? So like while I'm recording, I try to make it a point to like think like, all right, I got to do something that I can put at the beginning of the video. And like, don't get me wrong, I pretty much 90% of the time forget to and just have to randomly pull something. But like the videos that I do remember and like I purposely plan them out, they have seemed to work out better for me. So like just setting up that joke at the beginning and then getting the person to want to watch it till then, you know what I mean? Because they're like, oh, I know that's funny and that's coming up. I guess kind of like a trailer, you know what I mean?
Yep. So you're finding value in like being really intentional with it and planning it out.
For sure.
That's good. I think, yeah, you definitely have some efficiency, like time efficiency on your hands by doing things like top 10 and, you know, the different maps, because like you're saying, each map is going to sort of keep somebody hooked, right? They want to see the next best thing. So that's nice. You don't have to plan out like every single aspect of it, right? Like it's just sort of built in to that model, right? Like a top 10. But how much time are you spending to make those videos?
Okay, so in a perfect world, I will record a video and it'll take me maybe 10, 20 minutes to plan it and then record it in 10 to 15, like, no, 12 to 15 minutes to record it. Like that's like when I hit record and then when I stop hitting record, you know what I mean? So then I'll take about maybe an hour to do my first pass edit. And that's like just going through, tightening it up. And then I'll do another edit where I'll do another pass of the video where I do nothing but like sound design and like motion graphics, stuff like that. And then I'll do one final watch through. So usually the editing part takes me about an hour to 2 hours to do.
Okay. So you're spending anywhere from in total from 1.5.
Yeah, I could probably get a video done. If I had to, I could get a video done in like an hour and a half.
Sure. But I mean, that's really efficient.
You know what's stupid? I mean, the stupid thing that I always do is that like when I'm exporting out of Premiere, my computer runs like so bad. Like Premiere uses up 99.3% of my everything on my computer. And I'm not kidding. Like I can't even play a YouTube video, right? But I like playing this game where it's like, all right, let me pretend like I had Photoshop back in the 90s, you know? And because that's how fast my Photoshop runs. And I make my thumbnail and I try to finish my thumbnail while my video is exporting. It's like this stupid game I play because like it's like really hard to do. Like because you have to click a layer, then you wait, and then you type it, and then you wait, and then it like loads up. Like I swear Photoshop goes 300 times slower when I'm exporting. And like I try to, it's like a little thing I do. It takes about 15 minutes to export a video. So it's like 15 minutes of complete hell. And it's funny. I'll notice when the video is done exporting because Photoshop is like becomes immediately responsive. Yeah. So it's the stupid things I do. Well,
do you have a template for your thumbnails? Like, are you doing it off the top of your head every time, or do you sort of have
it's so funny. So I just open up the last thumbnail I did and save it as the next one. like the video I'm doing, and then I'll just change it up, change colors. When I feel like I need to take another picture for the thumbnail, I'll do that. But I feel like I haven't lately. Like I haven't had anyone comment like, "Yo, you're using the same thumbnail picture." Like, it's just working. Might as well just keep it in, you know?
Yeah. I feel like I noticed that because, well, you at least had sort of like a similar thing going on, but it was funny because in the one thumbnail, it was you, it was like the top half of you, but then in the next one, you had taken your face and put it over the body of the Skater
Yeah, see,
XL
that's another trend that I've seen a lot of people do is like take their character and put it like their head on top of it. Like Sam Tabor does that a lot. Who else does that? Yeah, I feel like Sam Tabor. That's who I can think of at the top of the head.
Sure. So you're taking about 15 minutes to do the thumbnails. Is efficiency for me, time efficiency is really important, right? Like, I'm not trying to say like I have better things to do. It's just like I just want to get it done. You know what I mean? But I also don't want to sacrifice quality at the same point, right? Like I was saying earlier, like I only post a few times a week because I want to make sure that the creative idea that I'm expressing is going to do well, right? That it's going to be, entertaining for people. Is time efficiency important to you, or are you more like, it sounds like it is, or are you more like, there's some people that are really detail oriented and they'll sit on something for this isn't you, obviously, because you told me how much time you're spending, but some people will spend like days just sitting on something and just
so I used to be like that, and I saw a lot of the like people that tell you like how to grow on YouTube, and they're like, I mean, all of them will tell you like, don't worry about the quality that much. Like, don't become super detail oriented and try to, because you'll just spend way too long doing it. You know what I mean? And then you'll spend so long doing it that you don't even want to post it anymore because you spent so much time doing it. And you're like, this isn't perfect, you know? And then if you just do it in a day and you're like, screw it, it's going up. We'll see how it goes. I just got to move on to the next one. You know what I mean? It becomes more, I don't know. Like, I feel like the quality sticking to that format, because you're running the same drills by doing that, you're training yourself and getting better because you're figuring out what's becoming more efficient. So if you limit yourself to those rules, you will eventually get better quality videos because you're going to know what works and what doesn't work. And the more you do it, as opposed to spending time on one thing, the more you do a bunch of little things, I feel like your brain will actually like pick that up faster. You know what I mean?
That's fantastic. No, I think a lot of people need to hear that trip too. You said it perfectly. And what I thought was interesting too was how you were saying that some people will spend all this time on it, and then when you spend all that time on it, you don't want to post
involved.
it, right?
You're too close to the project now.
Right. You're too close to it, and so that's what I do when I'm editing a video. Is I'll rewatch it a bunch of times because I'm trying to get it to the point where I can tell it's gonna if it lights something up in my brain when I hear it, then I know it's gonna light something up in someone else's brain when they hear it, right?
And you'll catch those moments too. The more you do it, the more you'll be like, exactly. This one works. I did it on this one, you know?
Right. And the thing is, if I watch it too many times, I become desensitized to it. So then it's like I think that's part of how you get to that point where you're like, this doesn't interest me anymore, right? Because you desensitize, you've spent so much time on it, you desensitize yourself from your own content. And then it's like, I'm not interested in it anymore. Okay, cool. So what computer are you using? So you said you're not using necessarily a gaming computer, but it does have everything it needs in order to.
When I say not a gaming computer, I mean like I never intended it for it to be a gaming computer. This poor thing has gone through many phases of me in my life. It's so I originally got it for rendering, which I still do whenever the job requires it. And then so it's just a custom build. So it can totally be used for gaming exclusively, you know. But it's just a custom PC. It's got a GTX 1080 Ti graphics card. It's got 2 of those. So it runs a little hot.
Okay.
And I mean, man, it was so funny. Like I got this computer and like I was looking up how to like, because I fell in love with the graphics cards and like how fast they would render things, you know. And I started looking up on YouTube like different graphics cards videos, and sure enough, in the top, you know, on the left where it's like recommended, it's like, hey, do you want to know how to make $20 a day with your graphics card? And I'm like, yeah. So I click it, and then I get in this like Bitcoin wormhole, and I started mining Bitcoin with this thing for like 2 years. Yeah, it was crazy, dude. Like I followed the
What?
wave from that thing, and then it got too much, and I was like, I'm out. I cut ties with it, and yeah, now it's just for
That's
rendering and
crazy.
gaming, and more gaming now than anything.
That is too funny. Mining Bitcoin with it. Hey, if that computer can mine Bitcoin, it can play
Yeah, man.
Skater
I think
XL.
it's
It can
made
do
its money
anything,
back,
really.
like in the whole like grand scheme of things. It's definitely paid for itself like multiple times.
That is too funny. Um, okay, so when
Yep.
it comes to Skater XL, I noticed that they're coming out with
Yeah.
new maps, right? They're dropping like 3
Mm-hmm.
new maps in December. So it's odd to me that, don't get me wrong, I'm glad they're adding new maps because that's the number one complaint you get out of any game is
Yeah. They
people
want more
always
maps, more
want more
content.
maps, right? So they're talking about how they're going to drip this new content on a
Yeah.
regular basis, right? This is the first time I've seen this in the skate gaming world where they are dripping in new content. In other words, they're in control of the content that's going to come to the consoles. On PC, I could make a map with a tree flying in midair. It could be a
Yep.
Christmas tree just floating in midair, and you could download it and play it. But on console, it doesn't sound like that's going to be the case, right? Like on Skate 3, you could build your own park, you could upload it, and then anybody could download it. And again, it could just, there could be a vending
Right.
machine upside down, right? And do you think that Skater XL is purposely trying to control the aesthetic and keep a professional appearance so that people don't do those funny things, or is it more like
It's
technical
it's honestly
constraints?
probably a mix of both, I think, because like for sure there's there's the worst people everywhere, and they'll come out of the woodworks when there's an opportunity, to do something. So
Right.
that'll absolutely be the case. And then also I feel like technically it just might not be there. Like for dealing with PlayStation and Microsoft, those are two different companies that they have to be completely aligned on because they want their releases to be consistent across all platforms. You know what I mean? And that's got to be a hurdle in its
Sure.
own, because they probably have two completely different ways, two different protocols. They have to have two different teams handling that stuff. And it seems like they are a small company. So it's like, I, I can see that being part of the problem too, and why they would want to, like, what do they call it?
Okay.
Curate a playlist of things. Cause like, I don't know. It's crazy, man. Like when I first thought of like them releasing every single map, like opening the floodgates and just letting it come into console, like, has that ever been done in a game before?
Right. I guess not. I guess with I guess if I were to go back to, let's say, Skate 3, it was just sort of this down any there was always a flood because people could just upload whatever they wanted, right? Like
But
you
you
could
made it
make
in the
something and
game though,
upload
right?
it. But yeah, right,
That's
right.
what they
I see
need.
what you're
They
saying.
need that right there. Like they need to just make like a way to make your own maps, like your own worlds, and then have an actual
Yep.
community center for that, and not have people working in Unity doing grind splines. They could be pumping out like kits and kits and kits of different things. Like here's an assortment of stairs, an assortment of hubbas, an assortment of rails that users can then place it,
Mm.
because like people would figure that out. There's always those people that go completely
I
above
like
and
that.
beyond and make the most ridiculous things with whatever they supply, like in game. You know what I mean? That's what they need right there. Like
Sure.
that would solve all the problems, because someone would make a replica of Hollywood High and El Toro and put it like in one map. You know what I mean? They would do it in a month, I bet.
Right. I like that idea where, they can be in control of the items that people have without trying to necessarily control what they're skating, right? Like everybody can just make whatever their heart desires, but there's only certain things that
Yep.
you can use. I like that a lot. Have you played the new maps that
Yeah.
they're going to be dropping?
I've played all of them. The one I've played the least is probably River Fern. Wait, hold up. Wait.
Okay.
It's
Which one was your
oh yeah,
favorite?
it's Applewood, Quebec, and Riverfern, right? I think Applewood's probably my favorite. Applewood and Quebec. I don't know which one. Probably I don't know. Applewood's bigger, but Quebec just has such a Quebec is dope because it's real. You know what I mean? And there's something about skating real spots, just like back to the
Yeah.
Hollywood High thing. It's real. So like it's just I don't know. There's something cool about knowing that this I could actually probably go here one day and maybe get something that I did in the game. You know what I mean? That there's something really cool about that. Whereas like I guess Riverfern, I guess, is based off a real spot, so that's cool. But I don't know. I feel like I haven't played Riverfern enough to really say I like it because the way the lighting is on the
Yeah.
current map setup, it actually kind of hurts my eyes a little bit. And I'm like, all right, I can't do this one. The one time I played it, I actually just used the exposure mod and turned all the lights off and then started placing my own lights, and it was actually pretty tight. So I'm actually excited that I haven't played Riverfern that much because when it comes out, it's going to be optimized and look a hell of a lot better. And I'm excited to like have that like initial like, oh, this is a dope map, you know?
See the kinds of things you can do when you're playing on PC, man. You can take a map that you're not even like you said the lighting just wasn't right for you, and you can totally adjust it like that. That completely changes how engaged
For
you can
sure. I
be
mean,
with a game.
that's why I make content on it.
That
You know what I mean?
okay.
It's awesome.
Right. And that's another thing too, is like you were saying, it allows you to make content. Well, that's the thing, is it's like I don't think game developers have considered this. They haven't built social media into their business model when it comes to putting out a game, right? I mean, they
Yeah.
leverage creators, right? People are expected it's expected that people are going to make content, and that if there's good content they can promote it. But I feel like there's this whole other level that I don't know what it is yet, but I feel like there's this whole other level that's possible where the social media can be more integrated with the gaming
Mm-hmm.
experience. You know what I mean? Um, I don't know. It sounds a little out there as I'm describing it, because I'm describing it pretty broadly, but I just don't think anybody has tried yet to. I don't think anybody's tried yet to really just sort of. We're still making games like we were making them in the
Yeah.
'90s, right? We're making a game. The only difference is that now there's a new
Yeah,
way to
it's crazy.
promote
Like,
it,
I wonder if they
right?
have meetings about that. Like, hey, I hope we get this content creator to play our game because it'll probably blow up. Like, if PewDiePie played Skater XL, can you
Oh,
imagine?
could you
Like,
imagine?
how have they not reached? Like, they have. Like, I would have. I don't know how deep their pockets are. You know what I mean? But if you could get that to happen, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, that'd be amazing for the game, for every content creator around it. You know what I mean? Like, they have to be thinking about that stuff.
Right.
But you're right. It does feel like they're still making games and marketing games like they did back in the old days. It does feel very similar, very
Yep,
adjacent.
exactly. Absolutely. I feel like they sent the game. I noticed that they were sending the game to a lot of pros, like the pros that are in the game, stuff like that. So I think they were trying to really get the
Yeah.
skateboarding community to pick it up. But I mean, you can always go broader. So then that brings up the question: when Skate 4 comes out, which who knows? I mean, they have announced it, right? The new Skate. They didn't call it Skate 4 specifically, but when that comes out, do you think Skater XL is going to have to compete with that directly, or do you think it's in its own path? Because it is a lot different than any other skateboarding game, where it's actually trying to be realistic. They have this independent foot control, as
Yeah. Yeah.
they
Yeah.
refer to it, right? With the sticks. What do you think? Do you think they're going to end up having to compete with that
Yeah, it's
directly?
I do feel like it's going to be a big competitor. But like
Yeah.
that's still do they have a release date on Skate 4 yet?
No, they don't. They just brought it up. They were like, that's what upset me so much about it, is it's been like 10 years, right, since Skate 3 came out, and then they get on there and they're like, "Hey guys,
Yeah,
we
we're
we
doing
just
it.
started working on it. We're doing it." Yeah, 10 years later you're getting started on it. You should be saying, "Hey, we've been working on it the last 5 years. We'll have it out soon." But no, they're just getting started on it 10 years later. So it'll probably be another 5
Yeah.
to 10 years at
See,
this
I don't
rate.
know. And like there
But
I might be wrong on this, but I thought I read a Reddit thing that was saying that they were worried because they think the timeline might be too short, and it might, like, Skate 4 might legit just be like a rehash of Skate 3. Like, literally nothing new except for like a new map, but all the same mechanics, the same everything, the same, almost the same everything, you know? I feel like would be like,
Yeah.
I don't know, like that would be such a slap in the face for all like skate enthusiasts, because they're, you know, you want the graphics to be better, you want some sort of new thing. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, maybe not, maybe,
Right.
yeah, I don't know, because I only say that because like I feel like when I play Skater XL and there's different mechanics that you can add with like mods and stuff, like on the PC, like for late flips and late shove-its and stuff like that, or hand plants and front flips, and like having that ability to like change the way I skate, it's really cool. It's a cool thing.
Yep.
They should add it to all skateboarding games. Like it should be something that you have. I mean, even Tony Hawk has it. You know what I mean? Like you could change your speed, your pop height, your balance or whatever. Like, so I feel like that I feel like they should definitely, I don't know. I don't want them to rush it. That's the thing. I want it to be a good skateboarding game. You know what I mean? Because in the end, skateboarding games just get people to want to skateboard. You know what I mean? And then the hobby grows.
They do. It does help to build the overall community for skateboarding.
I want it to be a dope game. I want to enjoy playing it. I want to have that same feeling when I first got Skate. You know, do you remember that feeling when you first got Skate after playing Tony Hawk for years and you get Skate and you're like, holy cow.
Oh yeah.
It's like I'm really skateboarding, you know what I mean? And then I had the same feeling when I played Skater XL. So like,
yep,
yeah,
absolutely. Well, you know, so you talk about, people were saying it might just be a rehash of what they did. It might not be all that different. Here's what's crazy. I was talking to in well, this episode hasn't come out yet, but it'll come out this week. The guy who's ranked #1 in the latest Tony Hawk Pro Skater. And he was saying that he's been really involved with Tony Hawk Pro Skater, like all the different Tony Hawk games that have come out, right, over the years. And he was saying that they were starting to struggle in terms of sales when they tried evolving the game. So the original Tony Hawk games obviously did very well. But as they tried to evolve, like at one point they even had this Wii type of game where it was like there was an actual skateboard that you could buy, and it was like a remote control. So you would stand on the skateboard, and if you kicked down on the back, it would do an ollie and things like this, right? They evolved it too far, and they got away from the core aspect of Tony Hawk that people liked. And he was saying that now with the latest Tony Hawk games that are coming out, they're trying to get back to what it was in the 90s, essentially, right? When it was really starting to pop off and everything. With the exception of they have added some things like the ability to do a revert when you land a trick. So that he was saying like that was a welcomed change, but otherwise they've learned not to evolve it too far. So we obviously don't want to skate the same maps as we did in Skate 3, but it would be interesting to see what they do. Do they learn a lesson from Tony Hawk, right? Where they changed it too much and it didn't work.
Yeah, that is super interesting. At least keeping a legacy option, you know what I mean? Yeah.
True. So
I do. It's funny. It's so funny. I'm actually I'm streaming tonight, actually. No. I usually
am I holding you up?
Oh no, technically you are. No, but it's no big deal. It's no big deal. I usually start at 9, but I mean, it's like it's not even a real. We just kind of goof off there. I think I have like an average of like 6 viewers right now. That's like my average. So it's cool. It's a cool little thing. It's like an experiment I've been doing.
What is your or do you have the same Propstew? Do you have the same like username on Twitch as you do on YouTube?
Yeah, me and my buddies, we've been playing. Sick. So when we first started doing it, probably like 6 months ago, when the pandemic started, basically is when we started doing live streaming just for fun, and we were playing a lot of Warzone, and then I would play a little bit of Skater XL like at the end of the night, and it was funny. I would notice like I got way more viewers when I played Skater XL than when I played Warzone, and now. Yeah, so I was like, all right, I think I'm going to try to grind this just to get affiliate, and I'll do just Skater XL. So I did that for a little bit, and I got affiliate, And now I just play Rocket League on it. Like that's my favorite game to play is Rocket League on Twitch. I feel like that's it's for me, it's I have the most fun, especially because I play with my buddies. My Twitch is mainly just like me and my buddies used to hang out all the time, and like at least once a week we hang out, and now we can't. So it's like, well, we get together twice a week. We just play video games all night.
That's sick. I like that you're not afraid to expand into other games, right? Like you're doing Skater XL, you're doing Rocket League. Are you recording any other games that you were doing?
So I probably wouldn't do any
Are you
content
doing
on
anything
Warzone
else?
just because I suck really bad. Like really bad. I don't know. If I got better, I totally would. That would be so fun. But I feel like I've been trying these first person shooter games for a minute and it just isn't clicking for me. I don't know what it is. It's just not like I shoot people's like
Jeez.
legs more than anything, or I'll shoot their shoes. You know what I mean? It's real bad, dude. So I did that, but like, yeah, no, I don't mind branching out. I like the idea of sticking to like action sport games like Descenders. But then I don't know, man. I do like the idea of doing Rocket League too. It's interesting. This whole YouTube thing is still
Sure.
very early for me, so I don't know how I'm gonna pivot because I obviously can't make Skater XL videos forever. Well, maybe I can. There's that EA Skate Tommy. You've seen that dude? Yeah, Skate 3 Tommy. He's been making
Skate 3
content for
Tommy,
Skate
yeah,
3 for
absolutely.
like what, 20 years?
Yeah, dude. Oh my god, and he's growing so fast on TikTok. He was at like he gained like
He's been
10,000
killing it. He's
followers in the
been
last 2
killing it
weeks.
on TikTok.
He went from 50 to 60 overnight. Killing it, dude. Well, you know what's crazy is the nice thing for you on YouTube and Twitch is you have the freedom to do whatever game you want to try, right? If you want to do Skater XL, you can. If you want to change to Rocket League, you can. If something else comes out, you want to do that, no problem, right? But what I'm noticing on TikTok is that when you have something that is doing well, they don't want to see anything else. They say, this is your niche, this is what you do. Anytime I've tried to post a video that wasn't that skateboarding game, like throwing the ocean spray in my face, right? They won't show it. The ocean spray got like 3,000 views. I could do a kickflip in the other game and call it a day, and it'll get a lot more than 3,000 views, right? Like I don't have to do anything. It's like they know that people watch my skater app videos. If I do anything else, they refuse.
Yeah,
to
that's
show
crazy. Is it they? Do you think
Isn't
it's really
that
them
crazy?
refusing to show it, or do you think it's like it's just like you're not cracking the algorithm on that specific audience? Because it's probably two different audiences watching, right?
I mean, it's right. I mean, it's totally, it could be, right? That could be. I've questioned, like, maybe it's me, right? Maybe it's the content. Maybe it's not, worthy of
I've heard,
cracking
and
the
like so
algorithm or
under
whatever,
that regard too, I've heard of people like getting different phones. So you think like if that content you really believe like, oh, this should be working, you should get like a burner phone, create another TikTok account with that, and then upload there. And if it works, then like, because there's people that have said that they've had to get a whole new TikTok because they did want to they did want to pivot, and that was the only way to do it because TikTok kind of puts you in like a this is where you are sort of thing. But again, it's so like it's so hearsay because nobody really knows. You know what I mean?
Well, that's the truth, right? None of us really know. So the whole
it's crazy. Like I wonder. I don't know. There's got to be a reason why they don't tell like the what will work and what doesn't work. Like I don't know. It's crazy to me.
Well, you were saying earlier, you said when we were talking about the maps, you were saying if anybody has an opportunity, even if they're like they have bad intentions, they'll take it, right? And so I think the same thing would happen with the algorithm.
That is true. That is true.
Manipulating it like crazy. Hey, man, it's been super good talking to you. I don't want to hold you up anymore from your Twitch. I want you to get on there and get with your,
man, I appreciate it, dude. Eric, it's so fun to talk to you, man, and talk skateboarding games and all this stuff. Like, it's great, man.
I appreciate that, man. We'll definitely have to do this again. I'm just loving this podcast idea. It's working out.
Yeah, man, that's sick, dude. Keep grinding. That's awesome.
So, it's a good time. Thank you, man.
Absolutely.
I think it's a good way to bring the skate community together too. Is there anybody else that you would like to see?
I guess all the Skater XL dudes. You got like what, Mason Storm, you got Milky, Garrett Jenner, Night Speeds. Yeah, get all those dudes, man.
That would be dope for sure. Hell yeah, man. All right, man. Well, thank you for joining, and thank you everybody for listening. This has been another episode of Golden Thumbs Gaming, and together we will become the #1 podcast in gaming.
Yeah, Eric, have a good one,
All
man.
right, man. Thank you for your time, dude.